Hello and welcome to Truth Nation TV. We're glad you could join us today, and you're in for another exciting episode, as today we'll be looking at something that is trending right now in Nigeria. It's about airport incidents. In the past 2 or 3 months, we have heard about 3 important airport incidents involving passengers and airlines. And these 3 incidents, we're going to look at them today to see if it were the same crime and probably different punishments meted out, or how do you see it. So as we progress, do well to drop your opinion in the comment section below so that we can look at this and provide solutions. Alright, so there were 3 airport incidents recently in Nigeria. These 3 incidents involved 3 personalities, and of course there were 3 different punishments meted out to these 3 incidents. So there was a senator, there was a music legend, and there was an ordinary Nigerian woman. Okay, and we had the senator being Senator Oshiomole, and the other one, the music legend, being KWAM1, popularly called KWAM1, and of course the ordinary Nigerian Comfort Emanson. We can say actually that the incidents that these 3 were involved are probably the same. They're the same kind of allegation, which borders around disruption, confrontation, or possible assault. These are the situations that we could find in these 3 incidences. One was in July, the other 2 were in the month of August of 2025. But the way the system treated each of them tells a bigger story of Nigeria. It tells us a bigger story that in Nigeria, your position, your influence, even your name can determine whether you get a fair investigation or a fair and fast public execution in the court of opinion. Both press and the traditional media, and also even in the untraditional media like social media. Let's start with Senator Oshiomole and his incidents with EPIS. I call that Oshiomole versus EPIS. Happened in June 2025. According to EPIS, he missed his flight. So he got aggressive and assaulted the staff. But Oshiomole says that's not true. He says he checked in online and the airline mishandled the situation. In fact, a short clip went viral. But here's the reaction to that particular incident. There were no life bans. Okay? No police at the gate. Just the Minister of Aviation ordering a probe. That was all we had. Yeah. Well, that was all you had. I know where I paused. I paused for you to think about it. But that was all you had. So it was like, we'll investigate it quietly and you hear from us. Eventually. That kind of quietness was around what happened with Senator Oshiomole. Then look at the case of KWAM1 versus ValueJet in August 2025. Now, KWAM1 happens to be, if you like, you want to call him the Fuji King, okay? I don't know if he already was crowned that by his group or whatever. Let's assume he's the Fuji King. No, the reports that we have says that he was sipping from a small flask suspected to contain alcohol on board. All right, or rather about to board. And okay, and the crew intervened, and a confrontation followed, and the flight was disrupted because of that. Okay, so the videos were everywhere. You know, the ValueJet, the unions, and even NCAA reacted fast. They placed him on a no-fly list. Aha! Now you notice why I was positive the first one. The first one, there was disruption, but there was no placement on no-fly list. Instead, what you had was, let's investigate it quietly. We'll investigate it, and we'll let you know eventually. All right. But in the case of KWAM1, they were not going to investigate. They immediately slammed him with a no-fly ban, I think of up to 6 months or thereabout, before investigation. Take note of that. The other one was, well, nobody is on no-fly ban, but we'll investigate. But in this case, there is a 6 months, I think, flight ban almost immediately, judged, and then we'll investigate. You get it now? Okay. So, here's the twist. Regulators later suspended the pilot. They later suspended the pilot for breaching safety protocols, and suddenly the picture wasn't so black and white. Now, there is a win-win here. The accused got some ban, and those who and the pilots involved also got some punishment. But in the first case, there was no punishment either way. All right, but there was just going to be an investigation. All right. So let's look at the third case. There was this young lady, Comfort Emanson, versus Ibom Air Airlines on August 2025. Now, in her own case, the viral clip shows her resisting crew members. She was resisting crew members, and the voices were raised. There was chaos in the cabin. Ibom Air and the airline operators of Nigeria went for the jugular of this time around by slamming her with a life ban. They didn't just ban her for 6 months. The King of Fuji got 6 months. This lady, this young lady, who apparently was just starting out in life, don't know, maybe she's coming back from some duty in the KWAM1, trying to relocate back to Lagos, and suddenly she got herself into a life ban. Why? Because once again she was accused of disrupting the flight by not switching off her phone when she was told to switch off her phone. So before that, she got a life ban, and she was dragged. You could see almost half naked the way they dragged her out of the out of the airplane. All right. So, who is going to speak for her? After the life ban, the Nigerian Bar Association stepped in, saying that the airline's handling was reckless and that comfort might actually have been wronged. I think I go with this narrative. I stand with the Nigerian Bar Association in this. And this young lady could have actually been wrong. Add that to it. Add that to the mystery of how certain compromising footages have actually surfaced that allegedly shows that the villain might not be so guilty after all. Yeah, there have been some videos out there that shows that she may not have actually done what she was said to have done after all. She was being accused for being rude to the air hostesses, and I've seen some influencers going there to say, oh, the air hostess is the god that must be obeyed in the airplane. But nobody is looking at the behavior and the recklessness of the air hostess system itself. So I guess that should be investigated. But once again, no investigation yet, and right away she has gotten herself life ban. No fly ban. Come on. Let's review this before we go forward. The first man that disrupted the operations of the airline Air Peace, this Senator Oshiomole, didn't get any ban, even for a day. Neither was any of the operatives reprimanded or punished. All we have is, we'll talk about it, we'll investigate it, and we'll get back to you. And we're still waiting. Then the Fuji King, KWAM1, in his own case, he got 6 months ban, no fly ban, for disrupting the operations of ValueJet. And also the ValueJet pilot, she got some disciplinary action meted on her. And I'm sure then they will now go for investigation. And then this young lady, no investigations, right away she gets a life ban. I think that's quite unfair. I think that was reckless on the part of the authorities, and I think they should reverse the life ban right away. Let there be an investigation first before you slam such life bans on the passenger. After all, the customer is king. I'm surprised that some celebrities are saying that the air hostess is king and not the passenger. I thought in marketing we were told that the customer is king. The paying customer, the customer who makes the purchase is king. Yeah. So, what pattern have we seen here? Here is the uncomfortable. It's quite uncomfortable. This pattern is uncomfortable, and that is that for a politician, if you're a politician, well, you can get away with just an investigation first before anything can be done to you or whoever is involved. So, you get to be a politician and you get if you're a celebrity, you may get punished fast because you're public figure. So, but also you'll be defended if your connection runs deep. You know what I mean? In this case, you know how deep KWAM1's connection runs. Yeah, I can tell you for sure that his connections runs as far up as the rock. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then, what if you're an ordinary Nigerian? You're gonna get a hammer. You get hammered as in real hard instantly. That was what Comfort got. Phew. What a time to be an ordinary Nigerian. What a time to be an ordinary Nigerian. Why is this so in our country today? It's because power protects you. Connection cushions you. And for the powerless, the system is quick to prove it can act decisively. So don't forget that. It's the way things are. Another thing these stories have in common, these three stories, is the viral video factor. Did you notice that the clips hit social media before the ink dries on the incident's report? They create pressure. Airlines rush to show strength. Industries bodies release statements, and the public, they pick a side before the facts are in. The problem is videos lie by omission. They don't show what really happened before the shouting. That's the thing about such videos. They don't always show what happened before. Or the shouting about, she hit me. What did you do before she hit you? No one saw that. The young lady has some videos she has been putting up on her own phone. She has her own recordings. I understand even her phone was smashed at a point. Okay? Because the air hostess was being unreasonable. Okay? So they don't show you why someone reacted. And they are often addicted for maximum outrage. Ladies and gentlemen, when you slow down and dig, the neat villain narrative starts to fall apart. In the Ibom Air case, in particular, the passenger might have been mishandled. MBA is offering a legal help, so we'll see how that can go. In the KWAM1 case, pilots were suspended, meaning crew also broke the rules. That was clear. So it's also possible that in the Ibom Air case,